All right, welcome back, everyone. Today we're taking a deep dive into organic sphere.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, you guys send in a bunch of stuff. Their website, some blog posts, a few customer reviews,
Okay.
and it seems like they're really into this whole healthy living thing. But, maybe what a twist.
All right.
So we're going to try to figure out what they're all about, what makes them unique, why should we even care?
Sounds good.
So just looking at their website, one thing's for sure.
What's that?
This isn't your typical health food company.
How so?
Well, they're really emphasizing tradition.
Oh, okay, I see that. Like a slow food kind of vibe.
Exactly. Like you see phrases like traditional purity all over the place.
Right.
And then there's this article, bull-driven versus cold-pressed,
Yeah.
the superiority of slow extraction.
Soul-driven.
Yeah, bull-driven. Not something you see every day, right?
Really not.
And then there's this whole millet planet thing.
Yeah. Millet planet. What is that all about?
Let's hold that thought for a sec.
Yeah.
Because first I want to unpack this bull-driven thing.
Yeah, let's do that.
It seems like Organic Sphere is really pushing this as like their big thing.
They are. And it's actually rooted in a really old Indian tradition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called ghaana. Basically, they'd use bulls to turn this mill.
A mill, like
To crush the seeds, to get the oil out.
wow.
It's a slow process, really labor-intensive.
I bet.
But a lot of people believe it produces better oil than modern methods.
Better in what way?
Well, supposedly it preserves more nutrients and the flavor's better.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's all about minimizing heat and friction.
Okay, so how does this compare to like cold-pressed oil? We hear a lot about that these days.
Right. Well, cold press is definitely considered healthier than using heat to extract the oil.
Right.
But they still use mechanical presses.
Ah, I see.
So this bull-driven method is even slower and gentler. So it's like quality over quantity.
Which really means it costs more, too.
Yeah, most likely. But it seems like Organic Sphere is betting that people are willing to pay a premium for this kind of traditional approach.
Yeah, I guess if you're someone who's really into purity, nutrient-rich foods,
Exactly.
you might be willing to shell out a little extra.
It's all about priorities, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's circle back to this whole millet planet thing,
Yeah, you were right to flag that.
because this is interesting. Their website says, Millet Planet stands at the crossroads of tradition and innovation. Grounded in ancient wisdom yet geared towards a sustainable future, we are more than just a brand, we're a vision. Our mantra, nurturing earth, nourishing lives, is not a mere slogan, but the essence of our every endeavor.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's like a whole philosophy, right?
Definitely.
Not just food.
Yeah. And I mean, nurturing earth, nourishing lives is a pretty bold statement.
It is. It makes you wonder if they're actually living up to that. Right.
It does. But one thing that jumps out at me is the sustainability angle. They're really thinking about the big picture, from the soil to the farmer to us, the consumers.
Right. It's like they're promoting a whole conscious lifestyle,
Yeah.
not just selling products.
I think you're right.
Speaking of conscious choices, they have this article on their website called Deciphering the Right Cooking Oils.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because these days there are just so many oils out there,
Oh, I know.
It's like, how do you even choose?
Yeah, it can be overwhelming. But this ties back to those traditional practices we were talking about.
Oh, how so?
Well, historically in India, people don't just use one type of oil all the time.
They didn't?
Nope. They switched oils based on the season.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yeah, the idea is that different oils have different properties,
Yeah.
So some are better suited for different times of the year.
Fascinating.
Or even for, specific needs.
So they're really leaning into this whole seasonal oil thing.
It seems that way. I mean, there's definitely a certain wisdom to it.
Yeah, for sure. Paying attention to nature's rhythms and all that.
Exactly. But let's see how Organic Sphere actually puts this into practice with their products.
Okay, so let's talk about the people who are actually using Organic Sphere products.
Yeah. See what they have to say.
Because we've got some customer reviews here, and they're pretty positive.
Let's hear it.
All right, so Ajib Hassan says, we received exceptional quality products, all fresh and great tasting. Prices are reasonable, too.
Not bad.
Then there's Cadenberg. They keep it short and sweet. Sent friends to the website because they were interested to buy millets. Highly recommended.
Nice.
And then Gemma Vanessa, she raves about the company's pure organic products and how they align with Ayurveda.
Oh, interesting. Ayurveda.
Yeah, that's like a traditional Indian system of medicine, all about holistic well-being. And she feels Organic Sphere aligns with that.
Interesting. Seems like people are really connecting with their values.
Yeah, totally. And speaking of values, their website highlights 3 key principles: sustainably sourced, USDA organic, and fairly traded.
Yeah, I see that. It really shows they're committed to the entire process.
Exactly. Not just slapping a label on something and calling it a day.
Right.
They also talk about partnering with this Dr. Khadervali's jungle farming program and sourcing from farmer cooperatives.
Wow. It sounds like they're really invested in creating a more equitable and sustainable food system.
They really do. What are your thoughts on that?
It's impressive. They're walking the walk, not just talking the talk.
Right.
It shows a real commitment to, community well-being and environmental sustainability.
Totally agree. And it's not just about the products themselves either.
Oh, right. What else is there?
They have blog posts like the importance of mindful eating and sustainable food.
Oh, yeah.
And, we talk a lot about how important it is to make food choices that are good for both you and the planet.
Right.
And it feels like Organic Sphere is really leaning into that message.
It does.
It's like they're promoting this whole holistic approach to well-being.
And that resonates with a lot of people these days.
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a growing awareness that our food choices, they impact everything.
They do.
Our health, the planet's health.
It's all connected.
It is. Now, this is where it gets even more intriguing.
Lay it on me.
They have blog posts with titles like, get this, The Millet Maven's Unexpected Journey, A Pregnancy Tale,
Okay.
and The Millet Journey, Rediscovering Gut Health.
I'm not going to lie. Those titles definitely pique my curiosity.
Right.
Instead of just stating facts, it seems like they're sharing personal stories.
They are.
Which I think is a really smart move. It makes the information way more relatable and memorable.
I agree. You get a glimpse into someone's life and see how these products actually made a difference for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, before we jump into those blog posts, I want to mention one more thing. Organic Sphere has a subscribe and save option.
Oh, nice.
So, if you're digging their whole vibe,
Yeah.
you can make these healthy choices a regular part of your life pretty easily.
And probably save some money, too.
Exactly. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah.
What are your initial impressions of Organic Sphere?
Well, they're definitely not just about selling food.
No.
They're promoting a whole way of life, based on tradition, sustainability, mindful eating. They've got this unique, bowl-driven oil extraction method, the whole Millet Planet initiative, and a lot of positive customer reviews. What stands out to you so far?
I think it's how they're weaving together traditional wisdom with, modern concerns about sustainability, well-being. It's like they're not just selling products, they're selling a story,
Right.
a philosophy.
It's definitely a fresh perspective on healthy living.
It is. Okay, now I think it's time to dive into those intriguing blog posts and see what stories they have to tell.
I'm ready. Okay, so those blog posts you mentioned, I'm really curious about that Millet Maven one.
The Millet Maven's Unexpected Journey, A Pregnancy Tale.
Yeah, that one. I mean, the title alone, it just screams personal story,
It does. It does.
Maybe it's about, the benefits of millets during pregnancy.
Well, let's find out.
Yeah.
So the blog tells the story of this woman, Sarah,
Okay.
and she basically rediscovers millets while she's pregnant. It's actually kind of a sweet story. At first, she's hesitant about traditional foods,
Okay.
but then she ends up embracing them. And it leads to this, healthier, more fulfilling pregnancy.
Oh, that's nice. And what I think is really smart here is how Organic Sphere is using storytelling
Yeah.
to connect with their audience.
Explain.
It's not just dry facts about millets.
Right.
It's a real person's experience.
Exactly.
And that makes it so much more relatable.
Oh, for sure.
And memorable.
Absolutely. You're not just reading about millets. You're getting this glimpse into someone's life and seeing how these products made a real difference for them.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, so what about that other one, the Millet Journey? Rediscovering gut health.
Yeah. So that one focuses on this guy named Mark,
Okay.
who was having all these digestive issues
Yeah.
until he added millets to his diet.
Well, that's definitely tapping into the whole gut health trend, which is huge right now.
It is.
I mean, we're learning more and more about how important gut health is.
We are.
It impacts everything, immunity, mental health.
Yeah. It's amazing.
And by sharing this guy's story, Organic Sphere is positioning itself as a resource for people who are looking for, natural solutions.
Exactly. And they do back it up with science, too. They explain how millets are a good source of prebiotics.
Prebiotics, refresh my memory.
Those are like food for the good bacteria in your gut.
Oh, right.
And millets are also gluten-free.
Oh, good point. Which is huge for people with sensitivities.
Exactly. So they're not just saying, eat millets.
Right.
They're giving you the why behind it.
I like that. It's a really good strategy.
Yeah,
Combining personal stories with evidence, it builds trust and credibility.
for sure.
They're not just saying millets are good for you. They're explaining how and why.
Right. And they're not shying away from, like, addressing specific health concerns either.
Oh, yeah. Where do they do that?
Well, in that Deciphering the Right Cooking Oils article, they mention that certain oils, like sesame oil, have traditionally been used for things like joint pain.
Interesting. Okay, so that's where it gets a little bit tricky.
How so?
Well, it's great that they're drawing on traditional knowledge,
Yeah.
but it's important to remember that these aren't like medical claims.
Right.
People should definitely talk to their doctor about specific health concerns.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Always good to get professional advice.
for sure. But I do think Organic Sphere is walking that line carefully.
Yeah, that balance between traditional wisdom and modern medicine.
Exactly. Giving information, but also encouraging people to, seek professional advice when they need it.
Right. It's about empowering consumers to make informed choices
Yeah, I like that.
without, like, overstepping.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about their products, their philosophy, customer feedback, those blog posts. What do you think about their overall brand identity? Like, who are they trying to reach?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think they're definitely aiming for a specific niche.
Yeah.
They're not trying to be everything to everyone.
Right.
I think they're targeting someone who is, health conscious,
Mm-hmm.
cares about the environment,
Mm.
maybe even a little bit nostalgic for those traditional practices we were talking about. What do you think?
I think you nailed it. They're appealing to this growing group of consumers, the ones who are looking beyond just the product itself. They
Right.
want to know where their food comes from, how it's made, what kind of impact it has on the world.
Exactly. And Organic Sphere is tapping into that
Mm-hmm.
by creating this brand that feels authentic, transparent, even a bit idealistic.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, hey, we're not just selling you food, we're selling you a better way of life.
Exactly.
And that's a really powerful message, especially these days when people are, searching for meaning and connection.
They are.
But it's not just marketing hype, right?
Right.
I mean, they seem to be backing up their claims with real action.
Yeah, we talked about their partnerships with those sustainable farming initiatives,
Mm-hmm.
their commitment to fair trade.
Right, right. That's important because consumers are smart these days.
Oh, yeah.
They're skeptical. They can spot a phony from a mile away.
They can.
But Organic Sphere seems to get that, and they're making a real effort to align their actions with their values.
They are. And it seems to be working.
Yeah.
Their customer testimonials, so they speak volumes
Me too.
about how happy people are with the products, with the company's ethics.
It's a good reminder that businesses can do well by doing good,
It is. It is. When you prioritize quality, sustainability, community,
Yeah.
you're building more than just a business.
You are.
You're building a movement.
Well said. Okay, so sum up Organic Sphere in a few words. What would you say?
That's a tough one. I think they're redefining healthy living by bridging that gap between tradition and innovation. They're promoting a way of life that includes, not just physical health,
Right.
but environmental awareness and social responsibility.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And that's a message that I think resonates with so many people today.
It does. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
It's about time we started thinking about food as more than just fuel.
Yeah.
It's about nourishment. It's about connection. It's about creating a better world for ourselves and for future generations.
Well said.
Now, we could go on and on about Organic Sphere, but I think it's time we turn it over to you, our listener.
Yes. We've given you a glimpse of what Organic Sphere is all about.
Right.
But the real journey begins when you explore it for yourself. So what are your thoughts so far? What sparked your curiosity? What are you going to check out first?
Exactly. Head over to their website, browse their products, read those blog posts we talked about, see what resonates with you.
And as you do, think about your own food choices, how they impact your health, the environment, the world around you. Think about it this way. Every time you choose a product, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want to live in.
Wow. Yeah. That's a powerful way to think about it.
It is.
And it seems like Organic Sphere is offering a pretty compelling alternative,
They are, to the conventional food system, I mean. So whether you're already all in on this whole organic, sustainable thing,
Yeah.
or if this is all brand new to you, Organic Sphere seems like a great place to start.
To learn more.
Yeah, to learn more, to make more conscious choices.
And it can feel overwhelming, all this stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
But you don't have to do everything at once.
Nope.
Like, maybe you start by just swapping out one of your regular cooking oils
Okay,
for a bowl-driven option from Organic Sphere.
I like that.
Or, try incorporating millets into your meals, like once a week. Baby steps.
Exactly. The key is to, be curious, explore, enjoy the process. Food should be nourishing and pleasurable,
It should be.
not stressful.
Well said. And who knows, maybe you'll discover a newfound love for ancient grains
Yeah.
or sustainable farming practices, or even the power of bull-driven oil extraction.
Right. Or maybe you'll be inspired to share your own food journey with others.
Oh, yeah,
Help spread the word about conscious consumption. It can be contagious in a good way.
in the best way.
Yeah.
So there you have it. We've taken a deep dive into Organic Sphere,
We have.
explored their products, their values, their vision for, a healthier, more sustainable world.
We've uncovered that fascinating story behind their bull-driven oil extraction.
Right.
Learned about the mission of Millet Planet. Even heard from those happy customers who just love their products.
They do.
But we've only scratched the surface, really. There's so much more to discover on their website. From their huge product selection to their blog posts. Lots of insightful stuff there.
We definitely encourage you to keep exploring, delve deeper into the world of Organic Sphere, see if their philosophy resonates with you, with your own values.
And as you embark on your own food journey, remember that every choice you make, it can create a ripple effect, shaping not just your own well-being, but the well-being of the planet.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.